But I got to. I don't want to, but I got to do this.
Today's episode, how to get gold from Virginia clay. It's a messy process, but I think you're going to enjoy, so hang on and be ready because it's going to get messy. And yeah, you're going to get wet.
Take a look at this. There's all that clay. So there's this layer of decomposing bedrock. At least underneath that's decomposing bedrock. This, according to the prospecting geologist, might be bedrock as well. So I'm wondering what that red stuff is there. You see it's sandy. So we have a layer of possibly decomposing bedrock clay and a layer of red oxidized sandy material. I've taken samples from here and samples from here in both layers. Let's go home. So let's do this. So we have ourselves a nice drill. We got ourselves a bucket. And we got 4 buckets of this clay, 3 buckets of this gray tannish clay. So we got our bucket of water, we got our clay. Just gonna throw that in there. Just gonna throw that in there. You can have a jostlin, you can have whatever, but this is hardcore Virginia clay. Look at that. I mean, that's nuggets of clay. That don't break up so easily. So we are just going to fill, or work on filling, this bucket up. I'll be back. Step 2. Get yourself a drill. Get yourself one of those. What you may ask is this a specialized gold mining tool? No, it is not a specialized gold mining tool. It is a cement mixer that you can get from Lowe's. Genius, isn't it? Welcome to Virginia. All right, so we break that up. Come in, we get our hat. Get a sip of coffee. Our pile of buckets. And fight with one bucket. Hello, Mr. Bucket. Now what is that bucket for, you may ask? That bucket is to transfer water, this water, to here. Look how mucky that is. That's our broken up clay right there. That's not it. We're going to grab some more water. And then we're going to pour that water out because it's just as dirty. And we're going to put clean water in. And we're going to keep repeating. Yeah, this is a lot of work. And like Jeff Williams says, you're going to get wet. So after you clean that a couple of times like that, you're washing the dirt. You're washing the clay. You're breaking it up. You're washing it off. Now you need a classifier. Now, before it has a chance to solidify, we're just going to look at that, working up nice. And still clay balls, still gunky. Look at that. Look at that. But This will give us a general idea of what we got buried in that hill. Now, you can set this up, you can set this outside, and you might be wondering, why is there so much foam? That's from the jet dry. But you can set these clumps out, you can let them dry, you can break them up, and you can keep reducing this stuff down. Me, I'm not so worried about it. So I have decided to move my tub over there into the dirt because my wife is going to shoot me. She sees that mess, I have to walk through that. I might get shot. I'm going to have to buy her some gym dirt. And you see, it don't work too awful bad. Got some clay clumps in there, but you know, we can. All right, so there's that bucket empty. So get rid of that. And here's what we're left with. That's the rest of this bucket. So we'll break this up. You might look at this and realize that this is a lot of work. Yes, it is. And this is how some miners do it in Virginia. Not my favorite way, but I want the gold from this dirt. I'm curious. This is a sample from a spot at work. We're sampling. This is homework. And unfortunately, this is something that if you're going to get into prospecting, you might as well get used to it and suck it up and do it buttercup, because you need to know. It tells you. This is what's telling us where the gold is in that dirt. Okay, so here's the system we have developed for this. So we got 2 more buckets. We're going to check back in a bit. We got a bucket of clean water. We're breaking it down. We're breaking down those buckets. We are breaking those buckets down in here. We're washing them off into here in our classifier, 1/4 of an inch. And then we're dumping the clots and the rocks and everything off into this bucket. And this bucket can be reprocessed again in time if you hold on to it. Now, if you take it out, you dump it out someplace, you won't be able to reprocess it. But here, we're going to reprocess it because we want all that gold and we want to see what's in here. But right now, we want a quick peek into what the minerals are here. So stay tuned. All right, that is what we have left. That is our material from 3 buckets of clay, with 1 bucket or 3/4 of a bucket left over. That's probably just junk, but we'll dry it out, crush it up, run it later. This here should give us a good idea of what might be in the rest of this clay. So if it's worth it, we can go through the rest of the work and clean it all out and keep doing this and keep making it smaller and smaller. That right there. Clean out a little bit at a time. There's a little speck. A couple of little bitty pieces. A couple pieces up here. Bunch of heavy metals. That's an interesting mineral. It's either lead or silver. Tempted on melting it down in a cup and capelling it. But that's another video for a whole nother time. We wanted to see what was in the dirt, what was in the clay. Now we have found some specks of gold, and this was just the first pass through with my usual pans. So that's kind of, I might have floated a bunch of it out. I don't know. So I'm gonna go through this one more time. But yeah, if I find anything like a pile of gold that I missed, which is kind of possible, I'll be back. You've got to see this. You have got to see this guy. There you are. Look at that. There's more of that silver metal in here. It could be lead, but look at that. That is a nice flake of gold, y'all. A lot of effort behind that one little flake, but we know for sure now that there is gold in that hill. Look at that. That is like awesome. That's why you always check your stuff. At least twice. At least double pan it. I would have missed that. Like I blew that piece completely out. Some of this gold is beaten super thin and it's super light. And there's probably a few more specks in there that I missed. But, you know, that's a nice piece of gold from Charlottesville, Virginia. From Charlottesville. And the clay. So, yeah. This kind of worth it. It's worth knowing at least. So, there's gold in Charlottesville. And it could be chunky stuff. That's heavy, stick to your pan. I wouldn't say anything bad about that one piece. And there's a few smaller ones in there. And whatever that silver metal is, it could be lead, but there's no buckshot or anything else there. So, and it's not tarnished. Lead kind of oxidizes. There's no oxidation on it. It's just bright silver metal. So it's probably not silver either. It's probably some other form of metal. So call me funny. I went through it again. A little bit more careful this go around. Same cons. Went through it again. Look at that. That's the heaviest of the heavies. That's the heavy of the heavies. I mean, it does not like to move. Interesting. Very interesting stuff. This is some nice chunky stuff. So my wife and I, we visited the Croissant gold mine on our anniversary when we got married. And we did a YouTube video of that. And that's some of the gold that you get from there, like their 30 to 1, their 30 gallons to 1 gallon bag. I am ecstatic, but we get that not necessarily for the gold, but we get it because it's a memory of when we went down there and the weather just kept us right in my favorite spot. So we enjoyed our time there. Highly recommended if you go down to Georgia. You definitely need to visit the Croissant gold mine. And they're not paying me to say this. They're not doing anything for me other than I just love the memories. And we like to get the dirt. So I'm rambling. My wife also likes to get their gem dirt. So right in here is the gem dirt. So what we're doing is I'm curious. So if you buy your wife
your significant other gem dirt from the Croissant gold mine, and you get yourself, say, the pay dirt, is there gold? Is there gold in the Croissant mine gem dirt? Now, if there is, and you find that this is awesome, because if you're like me, you like to maximize everything. You like to capitalize on everything that you can, and this is one of the ways for us where I can get as much gold as I can humanly get from this place. So, is there gold in the Croissant mine pay dirt? And yes, there is. Not very big. Focus. There you go. Not very big, but she adds up. So now that I know this, let's go through that bucket. All right, so we have a few really nice pieces in there. Now, if you're thinking that there's going to be an awful lot, there's not. But there's 3 or 4 pieces, and there's some floaters in here. Like, this is super fine, super hard. If you're looking for a challenge to pan, then panning out the Croissant gold mines gem pay dirt after your wife has gone through and gotten out almost all of the gems. That's why I'm getting all the gems, but yeah, that's how you can increase your gold count, at least from that area. Just go through the gem dirt. There's gold there. Have fun. Left in the bag, we got a piece of pyrite. Got this nice blue piece. You might not have noticed, but look at that bad boy. That's a nice piece. Yeah, she should enjoy that. I think she did good. She got the majority of them. Just a few little pieces. So, yeah. Bigfoot. Out. I'll be back. Huh?